Since craft beer is more of an experience than just drinking beer, part of that experience is people talking about beer, trading beer, sharing beer, and appreciating the artwork that goes into the labels. So over a couple discussions in the brewery, Rob and I started talking about bringing art into the brewery and having an art show. And we thought that a natural theme would be beer.
That's where we came up with the name, The Art of Beer. So basically every piece of art is beer themed that will be shown here.
Yeah, we have 13 different artists, local artists, and the only restrictions were that they include beer into the artwork, whether it was the subject matter or if the artwork was put on a beer vessel, which would be either a can, a bottle, a growler, or a keg. We have artists that range from woodworkers to photographers to painters, and they all have completely different styles, but they were all chosen because they were quality artists. My personal artwork, I do pop surrealism, and like one of my paintings that is in the show is Frankenstein drinking a tall glass of beer.
Basically, I mean, as I started working with Mike doing the labels, and I watched, each step of the development of our labels, it showed me how much work went into this. A guy having no artistic ability but having great ideas and giving them to someone to put into art is a pretty fascinating thing. I felt like, especially this area, there's not a lot of things that are geared around art, and I think maybe people need to be more exposed to the arts as well. And I think that because the challenge of making labels so cool, that art is so incorporated into the beer world now that it was a cool thing, and I thought maybe let's have an event and see how it goes. So we can expose people to this, we can show off local artists' works, and let people see our labels, see what we're all about.
Yeah, since craft beer fans are fans of the labels as well, they're already art fans, they go hand in hand, so it seemed like a natural to bring an art show to the gallery. I mean, not gallery, brewery.
Yeah, brewery. We're turning the brewery into a gallery. So he started putting some of his match books in here. I actually bought one of his works last year. That's how the conversation started. I started seeing him here at the brewery, and I mean, honestly, in a South Jersey convoluted way, I know some of his in-laws I've known for a long time. I actually live a block and a half from him, and I've been there 10 years, and I probably 6 years ago when we got a dog, I started walking by his house. He's known who I was, but we have now become pretty good friends as we have developed this working relationship.
One of the things about breweries that is so attractive to a lot of people is there's no TVs.
Yeah.
So it's not like a bar. There are no distractions. So it is like a camaraderie of just people coming in here and talking about beer, sharing beer, and it's old-time discussion, which makes it so attractive to me because it's just a social event. And people come into the brewery and they talk about beer, they talk about art, they talk about anything that has anything to do with the craft beer industry, and you get to meet more people because it's just a big conversation. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So that's how I met Rob. We started talking about labels. I started telling him that one of my goals as an artist was to do some craft beer labels. So we started having discussions. We started talking about certain beers. Rob had some great ideas that I put on pencil, and we had a lot of discussions on which way to take the brewery as far as style and the look of the cans, and then our friendship kind of grew from there.
We've been promoting it through social media, some other media outlets. We're actually on the radio Saturday this week with Joe Molyneux.
Okay.
We've been really
we're promoting it any way we can think, and
we had posters made that are basically throughout almost every liquor store in the area. I think that we're getting a lot of interest in it.
And the South Jersey artists are very hungry to get their artwork out there and have shows, because the art scene in South Jersey could really use a boost and have more events for people to show their artwork. So it was really nice of the brewery to accept the show and think it's going to be a great show.
Yeah. I mean, I lived in Rochester, New York, and that's kind of where I was exposed to art, the arts. I lived with my aunt for a while, and basically every month they had that first Friday, which was a happy hour at the art gallery, and you get to look at whatever artist is on display or multiple artists on display, and you don't see a lot of that around here. I mean, it's part of like sense of place and who's who around here.